Was Lomas at a nightclub there? What the hell was that? Was that a turkey giveaway or was he down in South Beach? Oh, my goodness.
He was just happy, man. He was throwing that party already.
All right. David Hull back with us. Kenny livid about the Red Wings. We may get to it later. But, people, we have rearranged the entire show sheet today because Rico has something to present. And I have not allowed a space in my heart for this to be a possibility, but Rico's going to bring something up from Monday Night Football. All I can ask you to do, grant this man the time to communicate what he is saying before judgment.
Yeah, just listen. If you watched the Monday Night Football game last night, at one point there was a graphic, and they were talking about the NFC teams, and it was a Thanksgiving Day theme, and they had the 4 division leaders all sitting at the heads of the table. And then you had the wild card teams, and they were at the little kids' table. And then the graphic kind of panned outside the house, and out in the cold, it was Bryce Young pounding on the door, Dak Prescott looking through the window like, please let me in, and sitting on a bench was Jared Goff. And at that point last night, it really hit me. The Lions are not in the playoffs as of right now. And I just wonder, for you Lion fans out there, have you allowed yourself to think that they could possibly miss the playoffs? Have you even let it into your mindset? Because we've all it's been a foregone conclusion. This team's in the playoffs. It's going to be a wild card. It's going to be a division. As of now, they're not. And as we keep getting closer and closer to the end of the season, you're starting to lose some runway. As we get closer and closer to the end of the season, you're going to get to the point where you're going to need to not only win your games, you may need other teams to lose games to get one of those final spots in the playoffs. That's why this game Thursday is so important. But just for you Lions fans out there, have you entertained the thought that this team could possibly miss the playoffs? After going 15-2 and being the best team in the NFC, to being on the outside looking in, because that graphic right there, I'm like, wait, so Jared Goff along with Bryce Young and Dak Prescott, those are the 3 teams that are closest to making the playoffs. You're lumped in with those teams. 248-539-9797.
Well, Rico left out the best part. Here's your historical context. We just saw it last year. A team that went 10-7 got left at home. That's Seattle. It happened last year. Now, obviously, had they lost to the Giants, this conversation, it's funny how people are going to be chesty today, but where would they be if they lost? I personally have not allowed myself to think this. That doesn't mean it's not a good topic. In fact, it's a great one. Because when you look at the NFC, here's what you're dealing with. Let's just take Philly as a playoff team, a divisional winner. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go, whoever wins the welfare South, they're in. Okay. So you are left in a weird space. The Dallas Cowboys now sit at 5-5-1. They play you. You play them. You have the Bears at 8-3 that we don't believe are real. What's funny, I thought I overheard it. I was at my desk working on the podcast. I think a guy called in and said that me and Cookies were clowns because we don't respect the Bears, because we brought up that, congrats, you finally beat a quarterback or a team with a winning record. Right. The point is, Bears, Packers, Lions, 3 teams in the mix. Add the Cowboys, that's 4. Add Rams, Seattle, Niners. That's 7 teams that are in this mix for 5 spots. Mm-hmm. Now, if you take the division winner, let's say you believe the Bears are going to win the North. I don't. The point is, there's not enough room at the inn. Mm-hmm. So I think when Rico brings this up, guys, it's not a forecast that they won't. It is more a question of, and I'm guilty, I'll be the first to raise my hand. It hit me when Rico said it, they're not in the playoffs if the season ended today. And when you look at it, look, we like to take shots at the zombie Niners. They're 8-4. They have a bye week coming up. They get Cleveland this week. They could go to the bye 9-4. Mm-hmm. Recharged, refreshed. You don't get to say that they're not going to make it. Seattle at 8-3. They play 9-5 this week. They're going to be 9-3. You don't get to say they're not going to make. You start to look at it and go, well, that's 2 wild card spots. Now, here's what it sets up. It sets up Thursday. And I admit this, guilty, right here. I haven't allowed it to creep into my mind they're going to lose to the Pack. If they lose to the Packers, I cross the street and I go to the side of, okay, now I'm sincerely concerned they're not going to make it. Because at that point, you will have lost to the Pack twice.
Right.
You have lost to the Chiefs. You'll have lost to the Eagles. You will have lost to a horrendous Vikings team. And I'm sorry, it's a win Sunday, but it gave me pause over the 2-10 Giants.
Well, just think about that. Let's just say they do lose Thursday, and then you have the Cowboys coming in for a de facto play-in game the very next week.
Yeah.
Because they want in. They're all of a sudden, they made some trades at the deadline. They got better at the trade deadline.
The problem for the Lions, and I don't think it's a problem necessarily, playoff football starts now. I do think what you're bringing up has value. I do.
And it really hit me when I saw that graphic, and I'm like, wow, there's Goff with Bryce Young and Dak Prescott outside of the house, outside of the playoffs.
Right.
And now, in order to make it, you're going to have to start scoreboard watching in November.
Well, here's the other thing, too. That tie is a real pain in the ass because 2 of these teams have it. You have to have more wins than the team with the tie. Meaning, if the season ends and you're 10-7 and the Pack are 10-6-1, guess who's going to the playoffs? It ain't you.
Right.
So, Cowboys, 5-5-1. It's the same flavor. Have you allowed this to creep into your mind? This cartoon graphic that factually shows that if the season ended today, you are not in the playoffs. I haven't. I admit that. And then Thursday, look, I'm not asking Jared Goff to be anyone other than who he is, but it's getting a little bit annoying. You know, you ask the question about, how big a game it is. And it's like, nope, counts the same as all. Oh, okay, you know what? You're just smarter than everyone. God bless, okay? You have the launch codes. Jared, it's okay to just say it's a huge game.
That's a big game.
NFC North, we already lost to these cats once. They're in our place on Turkey Day. We got to go win the game.
We got embarrassed.
Come on.
Week 1.
Don't tell me it just counts for 1. It doesn't. In fact, if you get swept by a divisional opponent, it counts for like 3. So that irked me. And I'm not trying to be irked. It's a holiday week. It irked me.
No, and
just say it's a big game, man.
It is a big game, and yeah, even if you just keep winning, you still need other teams to lose in order for you to get one of those final spots.
So let's do this one more time just for fun. I want to throw the number out. 248-539-9797. So you believe the Eagles will win the East?
Yes.
You believe that the Rams will win the West?
Yes.
We don't care who wins the South.
Somebody.
Can we just make a presumption
Bucks.
only one's getting in?
Yeah.
Bucks get in. Okay. So there's your 4. So we got 3 wild card spots. The North.
Well, we still got to pick the North, yeah.
Look, here's what I would say. You have 3 teams who I could put Pack/Lions as the winner, and then whoever doesn't win it, they're the wild card. The point I'm making is Bears, Pack, Lions, Cowboys, Seattle, Niners. So that's what? 1, 4, 5, 6 teams for 4 spots. 1 is a division winner. So it's 5 teams for 3 spots. You're not wrong to bring this topic up.
And
You're not. And guess what? People, if you're out there right now, and don't make me defend this guy in his fancy bleeping basement. Don't. The point I'm making is, if you're doing this whole Rico's being a hater thing, you don't get it because your fellow man is calling these phone lines now, and they are being vulnerable. They are admitting it has crept into your mind.
Because here's the other thing that most people won't allow to creep into their minds, Mike. We talked that 10-7 is that you need to get at least to 10 wins.
Might not be enough.
The Bears are 2 games away from 10 wins. Let that sink in.
I know that, but the way I'm looking at it as well is
so while we're just looking at
Seattle's going to get to 9 this weekend,
correct.
And so are presumably Rat Purdy.
Right.
It puts it into a different light because then you look at it and go, wait a minute, are we really playing for 1 spot? that between Packers, Cowboys, Lions, Bears, that there's really the division winner. There's 3 teams, one spot, and you play them all. You play the Bears, you play the Pack, you play the Cowboys. I don't like that Rico's right about this. I don't. And I don't like admitting that I've been one of these people who just hasn't allowed myself to think this way.
No.
But it's appropriate, especially.
Let me help you out with this.
After that bull jive they put out there on Sunday.
I was right there with you last night. You're like, okay, in the end, they're going to make it. And I'm just like, whoa. That was very sobering. Yeah, there's only a few spots left. And right now, you're running out of runway. Right now, you're running out of time. We keep acting as if, well, there's still 10 games left. No, there's not. And that's the problem. And you're going to be playing, as you said, you're going to be playing Green Bay, playing Chicago, in Chicago.
Cowboys.
And the Cowboys at home. A Cowboys team that did some things at the trade deadline and actually got better.
He's right. And my God, the only thing I keep thinking of, David, imagine if they would have lost Sunday. This topic would hit like crack. You'd have people running around shirtless. They wouldn't know what to do.
Oh, because
Thank God they won.
That means that Campbell lost 2 in a row. And,
but there is a big difference in this playoff picture between 7-4 and 6-5, especially with what we just talked about. Where look, Seattle and the Niners presumably are going to get to 9 wins this weekend. The Bears are already sitting at 8. You have the Packers where, yes, if you win Thursday, it goes a long way in getting you where you need to be. If you lose Thursday and the Packers sitting at 8-3-1 and you're at 7-5, remember what I said. You are 2 full games behind them.
So at that point, I would just go ahead and say, you can now say Packers/Bears, but just give it to the Packers.
Yeah.
And now you're fighting the Bears, which means that the final week of the season, maybe for that last spot.
I haven't got to this point yet, but Rico is giving us a dose of reality. I admit that. So I need to think about it differently. Because here's the other thing I could be wrong about. I've just always believed they'd hold serve at Ford Field and beat the Packers. I don't like the way the Packers are playing. For all the issues we have, I think they have an equal issue. You're at home, you hold serve. But if anything, maybe Sunday should be that reality check. Maybe losing to J.J. McCarthy at Ford Field should be the reality check.
And almost losing to Jameis Winston should be an even bigger reality check. No, losing to J.J. That's the reality check. There's
okay. I needed worse. You to back off of that spicy
right. I was like, you know what?
My God. 248-539-9797. Your phone calls next. 97.1.